You ever read a book that feels like reality and a dream had a baby? And then named it something you can't pronounce without whispering? A book where cats talk, fish fall from the sky, and a man who claims to be just a concept hires you for very questionable services? Yeah, that's what I just finished reading. And I'm telling you, it's a trip. Today I'm going to take you inside a story that's equal parts bizarre, beautiful, and brain-bending. But don't worry, we're going to have some fun along the way. Stick with me because you'll want to know what the heck happens in this novel. Trust me. Our story kicks off with a boy. 15 years old, a runaway. Why? Well, he's got a little curse problem. You know, the kind of curse that would make Sigmund Freud do a backflip in his grave. This boy, let's just call him Kafka for now, has this dark prophecy hanging over him. It's got something to do with his father, his mother, and his sister. And let's just say Oedipus would feel seen. Kafka runs away from home on his birthday because, hey, what better way to celebrate than by outrunning destiny? He packs a few clothes, some cash, and of course, a book. Because if you're going to have an existential crisis, at least do it with literature. Now, he doesn't have a real plan, but that's fine because the universe seems to have one for him. A plan that involves strange characters, deep forests, and cats. Lots of cats. Speaking of cats, let's cut to the other half of our story. A man named Nakata. He's old, simple, and officially classified as, well, let's just say the education system didn't do him any favors. Back during World War II, Nakata was a normal schoolboy. But one day while picking mushrooms in the woods with his class, something weird happened. A flash of light, a long coma, and when he woke up, poof! Most of his mental faculties were gone. Reading? Writing? Forget it. But the universe gave him something in return. The ability to talk to cats. Yep, you heard me right. Meow in Japanese? No problem for Nakata. He becomes this sweet old man who helps people find their lost cats in exchange for a little reward money. And let me tell you, these cat conversations are some of the most charming moments in the book. Until things get dark. One day, while looking for a missing cat named Goma, Nakata meets a man dressed like Johnny Walker, yes, the whiskey guy. But this Johnny Walker isn't offering you a drink. He's collecting cat souls. Literally. He slaughters cats, pulls out their souls, and uses them to make flutes. It's horrifying, it's bizarre, it's Murakami. And Nakata, sweet innocent Nakata, he does something shocking. He kills Johnny Walker, just stabs him. And then he leaves town. No explanation, no real sense of guilt, just a quiet this had to be done vibe. From here, Nakata's life becomes a strange odyssey of its own. Hitchhiking, making friends, and eventually following a mysterious pull toward a place he can't explain.
What is this?
Meanwhile, our boy Kafka ends up in Takamatsu, where he stumbles upon this small, serene library run by an elegant woman named Miss Seiki and a transgender assistant named Oshima, one of the coolest, most philosophical characters in the book. Oshima is sharp, funny, and gives Kafka the kind of deep life advice that makes you pause and question everything you thought you knew. Kafka starts working at the library, and things seem calm, until Miss Seiki enters the picture fully. She's graceful, mysterious, and haunted by a past love that ended in tragedy. Kafka feels drawn to her in this eerie, magnetic way, and here's where things start to get awkward. Remember that Oedipal curse? Yeah, this is where that thread starts tightening. And then there are the dreams. Kafka has these intense, surreal dreams that blur the line between reality and imagination. At one point, he's convinced he may have done something terrible, something involving blood and his father, but he can't be sure if it was real or just a dream. And when he hears that his father has been murdered, the paranoia spikes. Did he do it? Could he have done it while blacked out? Or is fate just messing with him? Oh, and let's not forget the forest. At some point, Kafka wanders into this dense, almost mystical forest that feels like it exists outside time. It's quiet, endless, and you start wondering if he's alive, dead, or somewhere in between. He meets strange people, hears stranger voices, and begins a journey that feels less about escaping his curse and more about understanding himself. Now, Nakata's storyline? Oh, it's not done throwing curveballs at us. On his travels, he meets a guy named Hoshino, a truck driver with more chill than a Zen monk. Hoshino becomes Nakata's travel buddy, and together they get into some serious weirdness, like meeting a guy who looks like Colonel Sanders from KFC. Except this colonel isn't selling chicken, he calls himself a concept. A pimping concept, to be exact. He literally sets Hoshino up with a prostitute. And then, because why not, it rains fish and leeches from the sky. No explanation, just boom, slimy apocalypse. Through all this, Nakata and Hoshino are drawn toward this magical entrance, a stone in the middle of nowhere that acts as a gateway between worlds. Nakata knows he has to open it, though he doesn't fully understand why. It's connected to Kafka, to the curse, to everything. This is where the story gets super philosophical, about life, death, memory, fate, and what it means to be whole.
What does it all mean?
Eventually, Nakata fulfills his strange mission and dies peacefully. Hoshino, the everyman who started as a carefree trucker, ends up closing the entrance and becoming something of a spiritual guardian. Kafka, on the other hand, emerges from his journey transformed. He returns to the library, faces his fears, and accepts the uncertainty of life. And then, that's it. No neat answers, no clear resolutions. Did Kafka break the curse? Was it real? Did the dream events happen? Murakami just looks at you and says, figure it out. And you know what? You're okay with that. This is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. And let me tell you, this book is not just a story, it's an experience. A surreal, strange, sometimes uncomfortable, always beautiful experience. So what did I think? Honestly, this book is a masterpiece, but it's not for everyone. If you need answers, if you want everything tied up neatly, you're going to hate this book. But if you like mysteries that linger, if you enjoy stories that blur the line between reality and dreams, you'll love it. What struck me most is how Murakami balances the bizarre with the deeply human. You have talking cats and fish rain, but you also have loneliness, identity, love, grief, the whole human condition wrapped in magical realism. Themes? Oh, plenty. Fate versus free will, the search for identity, the power of memory, and this constant tension between the physical and the metaphysical. It's basically a philosophical buffet with some cat dialogue for dessert. Haruki Murakami is one of Japan's most celebrated writers, known for his surreal, dreamlike narratives. He blends Western and Eastern philosophies, throws in a heavy dose of magical realism, and still makes it readable. That's no small feat. He's also obsessed with music, jazz, classical, and you see that influence all over his books, including this one. So, have you read Kafka on the Shore? What did you think? Did it confuse you, fascinate you, annoy you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your interpretation because, trust me, there are 1,000 ways to read this book. And if you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into literature, and share this with someone who loves books that make you go, wait, what? Until next time, keep reading, keep questioning, and maybe, just maybe, keep an eye on the sky. You never know when it's going to rain fish. Hey, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you're interested in diving deeper into this book, I've left some links down in the description. You can use it to grab yourself a copy and keep the adventure going. And if you're in the mood for more great reads, don't go just yet. Click on one of the videos popping up right now that I think you'll love. And don't forget to give this review a like, leave a comment, or even subscribe if you'd like to see more. Every bit of support helps us grow this little community of book lovers. See you in the next one.